Hey guys, this is Adam Sandin. This is my pitch for The Dagger. It's a modern telling of Macbeth. The hook is something wicked this way comes. The logline pitch is in the midst of a second civil war on U.S. soil. An esteemed general receives a prophecy of his rise to power that sends him down a path of violence and betrayal. So basically, for this story, in the not-so-distant future, the United States has found itself in the middle of a second civil war. This time, the country has been divided straight down the middle. A decorated first-class general named Macbeth and his second-in-command, Banquo, are leading a special ops team and have successfully defeated a rebellion base. After executing all survivors, the team is celebrating their victory over a bonfire and booze. Banquo and Macbeth get a little too drunk and stumble into the woods when the two men are visited by three ghostly apparitions in the night. The three hauntingly grotesque women greet the men with a vision for both of them. Macbeth will soon become president and lead the divided nation into his powerful reign, and while Banquo himself will never become the commander-in-chief, his children will. Once the men have returned to their lives at home, Macbeth tells his wife of the prophecy. She immediately sees it as a sign and urges Macbeth to take fate into his own hands. When Macbeth is invited to dinner with President Duncan and as a celebration of their side's victory over the rebellion, Macbeth makes his move, assassinating both the President Duncan and the Vice President with his own dagger. He then proceeds to frame two members of the White House staff for the murders. With the government in desperation to find a new president, Macbeth offers his candidacy. Growing suspicious of this is Detective Macduff, who is investigating the murder of both the president and vice president. Her primary lead, despite it making her the laughingstock of her department, is that Macbeth is withholding information or is responsible for the assassinations. Soon Macbeth seeks to secure his prospective position as president, so he murders Banquo but is unable to do the same for Banquo's son. Shortly after, Macbeth and his wife are visited by Detective Macduff at their home for questioning. This leads Macbeth's wife into a spiral of paranoia, now realizing the weight of her persuasions and her husband's betrayal of his nation. Things take a turn when Macbeth is haunted by a vision of a dagger. It keeps him awake at night and drives him to near insanity. The following week, Macbeth is voted into office by a rushed election and an overwhelming amount of approval by the non-seceded American people. In his first presidential address, Macbeth is haunted by the vision of Banquo, and his terror is witnessed by thousands on live television. When Macbeth goes home that night, he finds that his wife has committed suicide. In need of answers, he returns to the location where he and Banquo first met the ghosts. The three specters appear and assure Macbeth that his reign will not be overthrown by any man born by a woman. Assured, Macbeth continues with his presidency. Macbeth is met again by Detective Macduff, but this time with police backup. Macbeth is placed under arrest, and while he is being taken away for further questioning of the assassinations of the president and the vice president, he hears that Macduff has concluded that the murder was linked to the same make of the dagger that his special ops unit had been ceremoniously awarded. However, she was not able to find the murder weapon and therefore was currently unable to indefinitely put Macbeth away. He rests assured in the knowledge until he has a dreadful realization, one that shakes him to the core and causes him to recall the words of the specters. He would not be overthrown by any man born by a woman. Any man. Thank you.